calculators are going to be in the boat of renting them. So please, please, please do not forget your calculators. So we are in our notes. Did I turn that on? Yeah. Okay. We're in our notes. We're on page 13. Way down at the bottom, you're going to think, oh my gosh, this is first year algebra, or this is 7th grade, or whatever. And this part is, but it's going to get a little bit harder, not impossible. But we're going to write an expression for 6 more than twice a number. What would that look like? 2x plus 6. Or what if you said 6 plus 2x? Would those both be okay? Yep. The top one is preferable because it's in what's called descending order, but either one would be okay. This is the one that gets us all the time. 6 less than 4 times the number.
4x.
Very good, Sam. Lunch paid off today. Good job. 4x minus 6.
Definitely did.
We would never, ever write this. This would be wrong. That would be wrong. Less than, more than goes both ways. You can put more than anywhere, but less than has to be at the end. So 6 less than 4x. 4x minus 6. Okay? That's good. All right. 24% of a number. How would you write an expression? I'm not talking about an equation. Don't give me all that is over us stuff. How would I write 24% of a number?
X
times 0.24.
Exactly. In Mathland, the word of translates into multiplication. So when we say 24% of a number, we're going to multiply. And in decimal form, 24% is 0.24. These are things you know already. All right. The final cost of an item, if the original price is X, so this is the original price, and there is a 15% discount and a 7% tax. Now, I taught summer bridges for a couple years, these last couple years, and we do these for the incoming freshmen in the Bridges math class. But we do them like Algebra 1 students do them. Now we're going to start doing them like pre-calculus students. This is going to be a 1-step problem. This is not going to be 2 steps. We're not going to go through 2 separate problems. We're going to do it all at once. So we're going to take our original price, whatever it is, whether it's $50 or 10 cents, whatever it is, and we're going to multiply it by something that will reflect a 15% discount. No, it's a great guess, but that's not right. I'm going to multiply it by 0.85. Now, why? That's exactly. Yeah. Kids, if they're taking off 15%, then how much are you paying? 85%. And when you go to the cash register, they don't charge you what they're taking off. They charge you what they're leaving on. So we got to get in the habit of, when it's a discount, when you're, or whatever it is that you're taking off value, you multiply by 100 minus the percent. So 0.85. Okay? Similarly, for a 7% tax, I'm going to multiply by 1.07 because tax is an add-on. So it's 100% plus 7%. Do you see what I'm saying? So in these problems, we don't really multiply by the actual percent. We didn't multiply by 15 or 7. We multiplied by 100 minus 15 and 100 plus 7. How do we know when it's 100 minus versus when it's 100 plus? If you're taking away or adding on. So let's say we were at a restaurant and there's a 20% tip. Would I multiply by 100 plus 20 or 100 minus 20? Plus, isn't the tip added on to your bill?
Yes.
Yes, so you are gonna, anything that's an add-on, you're gonna multiply by 100 plus that amount. Anything that's a takeaway, a discount, a sale price, whatever it is 100 minus the takeaway. Okay? E, same thing. So this will be the answer right here. Now E is the same thing. Mr. Worland walks in and says, Lisa, you're doing a great job. I'm gonna give you a 7% raise. I would take my current salary and what would I multiply it by? No, 1.07. Because my new salary is going to be 100% plus 7%, right? Right? If he walked in and said, I'm going to pay you your salary times 0.07, that would stink, right? Yeah, I want 100 plus 0.07. Let's go down to H. We'll come back and get the other two, but let's do H right now. The final cost of an item whose original price is X, if there is a 20% discount, so we have a 20% discount, and we have a 7% tax. Okay, so what are we going to multiply if there's a 20% discount?
0.80.
0.80, 0.8 or 0.80. What are we going to multiply if there's a 7% tax? 1.07, you got it. We are going to get in the habit of doing these as one-step problems because when we get to our geometric sequences and series, that's how we're going to have to do it. So that's what we're going to do. All right, number F, or letter F. Write an expression for the area of a rectangle whose width is 3 less than its length. So, the width is 3 less than the length. Okay? So something has to be X. Which one do you want to be X? Doesn't matter. Length, I like that choice. If X is the length, then what do we know about the width? It's 3 less than the length, so it would be X minus 3?
Yeah.
And we want the area. So what do we do to find the area of the triangle? Or rectangle, area of the rectangle. Length times width, base times height, X times X minus 3, or X squared minus 3X.
That number, is that G?
That is F. That's F. Now we're doing G, which is another rectangle. The length is twice the width. So something's X. Width is X. You actually can do it either way. I think it's easier to let the width be X this time, but there's no right answer to that. And if that's X, then this will be 2X. Now we're doing perimeter. How do we find perimeter? We add all the sides. So it'll be X and 2X and another X and another 2X, which would be 6X. So your perimeter is 6X. Not too bad. All right, now we're going to actually do some problems. So let's look at part 2A. Your favorite teacher received a 3.2% increase. Her original salary was 12345, and she got a 3.2% increase. What is her new salary? So we're going to take 12345, and we're going to multiply it by something. 1.032. So 12345 times 1.032, 12740.04 is the answer to the question.
Why is it not 1.32 but 1.032?
Okay, when we talk about percents, that's per 100. So if you said 0.32, that would be 32%. Now, I would take that raise if he walked in here and said I could have it, but that's not what he said. He said 3.2, right?
You probably take the raise regardless, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, I would take the raise regardless, absolutely. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. Last year, a pre-cal book cost $89.50. So this was last year, $89.50. This year, it costs $97, so now, it costs $97.75. Find the percent of increase. Does anybody remember how to find the percent of increase? I got some hands up. This is impressive. Pat?
Wouldn't you take the new price, and then subtract from that the original price, and then divide it all by the original price?
That is exactly what you do. So if you forgot that and didn't write that down, I need you to write down, it is the change divided by the original. To find percent of change, percent of increase or percent of decrease, you always take the change, which is the difference in the amounts, and you divide it by the original. That's how we do it. Yep.
So could we do it, well, do you want us to do it this way?
How did you do it?
Well, like, couldn't you do like, 89.5 over 97.75 equals X over 100?
You want to be careful. You would, these two numbers would be reversed in that proportion, but yes, you could. Yes, you could. So what I need you to make sure, there's lots of different ways to do every problem. That's what makes math so fun. I need you to get the same answer I get, which is this. As long as what you're doing is giving you this answer, it's okay. I got 0.9, or so it would be 9.22%. That would be the percent of increase. That would be it. Now, percent of decrease is done exactly the same way. That's what C is, so let's get C done. Okay, so C says a car was worth 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 when you bought it, but you drove out of the dealership and now it's worth 18,765. What is the percent of decrease? So how did we say we were going to do that? It's the change, so that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 18,765. And it doesn't really matter what order you do that subtraction in, but it does matter that you're dividing by the original. You must divide by the original. So the percent of decrease I got about 20%. It came out to be 19.9999. So about 20%. Okay? Now, next time we're together, we are going to do the most famous of all pre-calculus problems. We're going to do the box problem, but we're not leaving until we do one more problem. So we're going to skip down to F. Stop it. We're going down to F. What?
Do we do, decrease and increase the same way?
You do them exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. All right, so we're going to do F, and then you will be free to escape. So we want to find, so some sweater costs $52.50. It is on sale for 25% off. And there is a 7% tax. And your job is to find the final cost of the sweater. So you're going to take $52.50. And what are you going to multiply it by that reflects 0.75? A discount. You don't multiply by 25 because that will tell you how much they're taking off. You're not interested in that. You wanna know how much am I still paying? And then I'm gonna multiply that by 1.07. Because I don't care how much the tax is, I care how much I'm gonna have to pay. And I'm gonna have to pay 107%. So, the final answer to the problem? Well, I don't know. You did that faster than me, okay? $42.13, that's exactly right. So that's what you would pay for the sweater. All right, on Monday, we absolutely must have our graphing calculators.
Yes,
So
sir.
please have one ready. The box is called, it layers it.
Come on.
Time to go to our new See you after Oh yeah, I don't see you ever.
I mean, like been like couple times in the
I'm not gonna see you anyway. You're gonna see us higher though.
pay you $1 million. Go.
I would hate whoever they want me to
See you tomorrow. Oh, goodbye, sunshine. Yeah. Don't forget our calculators.
Oh, we'll make it fit.
I'll call you Elliot. I'm sorry. Tex, I know you. Shiloh, you spit the gum out. We don't chew gum in school. Thank you. Well, you shouldn't put gum in your mouth at school. Shiloh.
I was on a flavor. Wait, did you say Charlotte spit it out?
I said you spit it out. Everybody spit it out. All you guys chomping. I just videotaped yelling at Shiloh in Texas. So it's there in perpetuity.